Hello everybody, Elias5891 here with another KTANE module tutorial. This time we're going to look over the nonogram module. Now for this module, if you are unfamiliar with the nonogram type of puzzle, let's go over that first, just so you know kind of what we're aiming for, and then we'll look at how it relates to a module. So if you'll focus here, on the bottom portion of the screen, you'll see I have a little 5x5 grid, and then I have some numbers up at the top and over on the left. The idea of a nonogram is you need to fill in certain sections of this little grid to follow the instructions on the side. The instructions, what they mean, a single number means that you have a string of 5 consecutively marked squares. For example, here we know there's exactly 5 squares, so all 5 of them would be marked. And I'm going to be using an X to indicate marked squares. A clue like 1 means exactly one of these is, but we don't know which one yet. A clue, and the up-down clues work the same way. A clue like this, where it says 3, and there's a 1 after it, means you've got 3 that are connected. Then you've got a space of at least 1, and then you've got 1 that's connected. For 3, 1 on a 5x5 grid, it has to be these particular squares. 3, then you've got a gap, then you've got 1. So 3, 1 would always look like that. 1, 3 likewise is 1, gap, 3. 1, 1, 1 would be 1, gap, 1, gap, 1. This is a 5, this is a 5, and that gives us a final answer, which is a giant S. And these dots would be squares that aren't filled. So conceptually, the way this will look when you're done, and the way the module will illustrate marked squares, is you will see sorry about that. You'll see something that looks like that in the end. Now, obviously I'm not going to take the time to do that with all of our little samples and as we go over things. A little laborious, a little time consuming. Understand X's are squares that we mark. Dots are squares we don't. Let's look again at one more nonogram style problem. Let's say and yes, I do realize that for this to be a mod tutorial, we are kind of going over puzzles. Let's say this is the grid that we have. It's a little trickier, but there's some things that we can deduce quickly. To solve this one, over here in the far right column, you need 4 consecutive squares marked. Well, there's 2 options for that. It's either the top 4 or the bottom 4. Either way, these 3 in the middle are getting marked. So let's mark them. Well, this one, you've got something, you've got 1, potentially, or a gap of at least 1, and then you've got 2 at the end. Well, since we know this has to be part of the 2, it can't be part of the 1, we know we've got 2 there. And then this one is not going to be marked, so we'll put a little dash there to indicate that it's not marked. Likewise, this one has a 1 at the end. Well, there's our 1, so this is not going to be marked. This has just a group of 2, so 1, 2, and that finishes that row off. Here we have a column that's 1, 2. If we put this here, it's 2, 1. So we need to put it down here. That gives us 1, gap, 2. So we know that's a blank. Here we have 1 and 1. We know that there's 2 squares that are occupied, and they each have a gap between them. So it can't be like this, because then there's no gap. That would be a 2. We know it can't be here, same reason. That would not be a gap. So we have to mark that as blank. Well, we needed 4 over here. We have 3. We can't go down, so we have to go up. There's our 4th one. For this 3 here, Well, this is kind of in the middle of it, in the middle of the way. So it can't go down like this because we already know this one's blank. So the only way to squeeze 3 in side by side would be like this. We needed 1 and 1 up here. We've got 1 and 1, so that's done. We needed 1 and 2 here. We've got that's done. We needed 3 in this column. We've got that, so it's done. We need 1 and 1. We've got one of our 1s, but we need another one. So we'll fill in that spot. That covers the 1 we need for this column. And then we need 1 in this column, and we need 2 in this row side by side. So that'll meet that requirement. And so, again, notice what this means. This 1, 2 means we had a square, we have a gap, and then we have 2 more. 2, 1 means we have 2 squares, a gap, 1 more. 3 in a row. 4 is 4 in a row. 1, 2, 1, gap, 2. And these gaps, in this particular instance, are all gaps of 1. But taken kind of out of context of this particular puzzle, a 1, 2 might look like this, or it might look like this, or it might look like this. All of these are examples of 1, 2, which in a puzzle this small, probably the more interesting combination you'll get is 1, 2. So that's your basics on how a nonogram works. Having said, let's look at how the module nonogram works now. For this particular module, as the diffuser, you're going to see a 5x5 nonogram board, but you're not going to see numbers. Instead, you're going to see these little colored spaces. You have a submit button. Obviously, you do not want to push it initially, because that's just going to be bad news. Actually, if you do push it, it scans over the grid, it verifies it. Obviously that's wrong, because I'm probably going to need to put something in it. To interact with this, you have this button. If it's off, then you're filling in squares. If it's on, then you're marking squares as empty. This exclamation point toggles the colors, we'll get to that in a second. And this X, if you double click it, clears the board. Now, the way this works is each column and row has 2 different colors marking it. In this case, the first row is a red-green, the second row is a red-orange, and so on. This chart in your manual converts a color pattern to a number clue. So instead of it writing out 1, 1, it might give you an orange and a purple dot, or a bar. So, you're going to have to convey to your expert what color each row and column is, and then you're going to have to fill it out correctly. So let's illustrate. For me, when I diffuse this, I like to give out the top row. I like to keep toggling it, so I'll give both colors for the rows, or for the columns across this row, and then I'll give both colors moving down. So for this one, I would tell my expert, alright, you've got blue-red, blue-green, and I'm going to go ahead and mark this as I would as the expert. I have blue-red, blue-green, orange-red, blue-purple, red, blue, purple, and blue-red. And for down my left column, I have red-green, red-orange, blue-green, red-orange, red-green. None of that copied over. Blue-green, red-orange, red-green. Alright, so that's the information as the diffuser that you're going to pass to the expert. Now the expert needs to convert this. Edgework wise, I haven't mentioned it, but you will need to know the serial number. Specifically it's odd or even. In this case it's odd, because you've got 2 different little columns here. Not a huge shift, but does give you a reason to look at edgework. Last digit is odd, so we're going to be looking at this column and these clues. So let's convert all of these colors to numbers. Blue-red is here. That's a 3-1 clue. So 3, 1. Blue-green is 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. There we go. Orange-red is 1, 1. Blue-purple is 1, 3. And I'm not going to highlight them all moving on. I'm just going to fill them out. Blue-red was 3, 1. Red-green is 5. Red-orange is 1, 1. Blue-green is 1, 2. Red-orange is 1, 1. Red-green is 5. So that gives me my puzzle. That's actually not correct. Let me verify my colors. This is red-green. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Double, worrying myself. So there's our grid. So, Diffuser doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have the numbers. We do as the expert, so let's solve it. We have a row of 5. And another row of 5. Whoops. Easy peasy. Good start. Column of 3, space 1, 3, space 1. Has to be done like that. Likewise over here, 3, space 1, 3, space 1. This column is 1, space 3, 1, space 3. This is 1, space 2. We've got the 1, so we need a separator. We need 2 on this one, so we've got 1. Here's your second one. 1, 1. We've got the 1, 1, and we're done. That's going to be our solution to the puzzle. Now, we need to convey this back to the diffuser. Different people are going to have different ways of doing this. My preference is, and ignore these letters up here at the top, is I call out the columns A, B, C, D, E. Whoops. A, B, C, D, E. And then I'll just list which row numbers you need to fill. So for this one, I would say, alright, alpha 1, 2, 3, 5. And so he's going to go alpha 1, 2, 3, 5. Bravo 1, 4, 5. Charlie 1, 5. Delta 1, 3, 4, 5. Echo 1, 2, 3, 5. That's the answer. Notice I don't have to put the little dots in. You can if you want to, but the main thing is just to get this darkened portion correct. We'll submit it. Ta-da! It's done. Turns green. Can't interact with it anymore. That's fine. Let's do number 3 is actually the sample I showed you at the beginning, so I'm not going to go through that one again. But we did solve it earlier. You can kind of glance back, rewind. This is what we had as the answer for that one. Let's go up here to number 2. Clear the board. We have yellow, red. Green, blue. Orange, red. Red, blue. Orange, yellow. Going down, my rows are red, orange, blue, yellow, red, orange, purple, green, purple, yellow. And notice I did switch around the order a few times on those. It was just easier for me to remember. Let's convert. Yellow, red is going to give me... where is it? Red, yellow, there at the bottom. It's 1, 1, 1. And I'm going to go ahead and solve that part because there's only one way that that can calculate out. 1, 1, 1 has to look like that. Green, blue. Green, blue. Blue, green is 1, 2. There's technically something we know about that one, but I'm not going to get into that detail yet. Red, orange, 1, 1. Red, blue is 3, 1. That's another one that we know how it has to be organized, like that. Orange, yellow, or yellow, orange is 1. And now cross. Red, orange is 1 space 1. I have 1 and 1s. None of the others in this row are marked. Blue, yellow is 4. Well, I've already ignored this 1 space, so I have to mark the other 4. Red, orange is 1, 1. Again, we've already marked 2 in this row. That's all we need. PG, purple, green is 2. Well, I can't put it here and get a square next to it. So the 2 has to, oops. So the 2 has to be these 2 here. Which means that's blank. And purple, yellow at the bottom is 2, 1. I need 2 for my first group, so that means I have to X both of these. And there's my 1. 1, 1 for the column, that's fulfilled. 1 for the column, I've already got that, and we're done. So we tell our diffuser, alpha 1, 3, 5, Bravo 2, 4, 5, Charlie 2, 4, Delta 1, 2, 3, 5, Echo 2, submit. Let's finish up. Let's do one last one. Mark this one, and then I'll give you some examples, and we'll kind of briefly take a glance at them. I'm going to jot it down on paper because I can write it a little quicker and then copy it over. It is red, blue, red, orange, green, yellow, yellow, purple, blue, orange, red, blue, purple, blue, green, blue, green, purple, green, blue. So, that was red, blue, red, orange, green, yellow, yellow, purple, blue, orange, red, blue, purple, blue, green, purple, green, blue. Oops, those are supposed to be columns. Red, blue, purple, blue, green, purple, green, blue. There we go. Converting. Red, blue is 3, 1. Let's go ahead and mark it. Everyone has to look like that. Red, orange is 1, 1. Green, yellow is 2, 2. 2, 2 is another one that we know how it has to go. Yellow, purple is 2, 1. Blue, orange is 3. With a 3, it's either the top 3, the middle 3, or the bottom 3. Either way, you're marking this middle square no matter what. So a 3 does give us some information. Cross, red, blue. It's 3, 1, so 3 space 1. Blue, purple is 1, 3, so 1 space 3. Green, blue is 1, 2. Here's our 1. Here's part of the 2, so the other part of the 2 must go there. Green, purple is 2. We don't know yet. It's either these 2 or these 2, so we can mark this space out. And this one was another 1, 2, another blue, green. Here's the 1. We need to have a gap, and then we can have 2, like that. So we got 2 squares unmarked. This column is a 1, 1. We have 1. We don't have the other 1. And to confirm, this is a 2-1. We've got the 2, gap 1. So that's going to give us what we want. Alright, so our answer is Alpha 1, 2, 3, 5, Bravo 1, 4, Charlie 1, 2, 4, 5, Delta 2, 3, 5, Echo 1, 2, 3, submit, and that should finish up this set of nonograms. Now we did this, obviously all of these were odd serials. Even serial, you just use this side of the table instead. It works identically. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up another one. I'm going to blank the screen first though. And then once I've got it up, I'm actually going to jump to the answer. So you'll want to pause, you'll want to work these out, and then we'll take a look at it. So let's go ahead and boot her up. Let's blank the screen. For this one, we have an even serial number. Serial number ends in an even. For number 1, top row is purple-orange, blue-red, purple-blue, yellow-purple, blue-red, and then going down, purple-orange, yellow-orange, orange-green, red-blue, yellow-orange. Number 2, across the top, we have red-purple, orange-yellow, orange-purple, orange-purple, green-orange, going down, yellow-purple, orange-purple, green-red, orange-blue, purple-red. 3, across the top, orange-purple, purple-yellow, blue-purple, green-purple, blue-green, going down, green-red, blue-red, blue-orange, green-orange, yellow-orange. And number 4 across the top, green-orange, blue-red, blue-red, green-orange, yellow-orange, going down, purple-orange, blue-orange, yellow-orange, yellow-green, blue-red. Go ahead and pause. Take some time to look at these, and then we will come back and we will look at the answers, and we will maybe glance at one of them briefly. Alright, we're back. Glance at the answer. 3 was an interesting one, and I hadn't gone over this before, but your 5th column, blue-green, did not show up in the table for even. What that means is it's a 0, so you got a blank there. If you figured that part out, the rest of the puzzle kind of came together pretty easily at that point. But these are the 4 solutions you should get. And we'll go ahead and submit them to confirm them. That's a very satisfying sound. And those are our nonograms. So, if you have any questions at all on this one, any comments, questions, concerns, or suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below as always. If you want more practice with nonograms, you can find them online under the name Nonogram or under the name Picross. There is a free Steam game called Picross Touch, which has some 5x5s to practice with if you want to practice that way. Or you can just Google around online. You can usually find a couple websites that'll generate them too. But either way, that's it for nonograms. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, have a great day. Don't explode. Bye.